So brother number one back with a new video. So if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification button so you know when I upload a new video. And also don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and share the video. In this video, I'm gonna talk to you about this article comes from Asian American pop culture. And it's about this girl named Trudy who's supposed to be a quote unquote rapper. Apparently she's influenced by this blazing girl named Uni Ray, who is, apparently, her father is black and her mother is, Korean. And girl Trudy is full blood Korean, imitating blackness. So I'm gonna get into this article and its title, now as you can see, this would be the left side of your screen. On the left side of your screen, you see Uni Ray. This is a girl who's blazing, half black and half Asian. Her father is African American, her mother is Korean. Over here is Trudy, who is full blood Korean. How Trudy killed Uni Ray's black happiness. Trudy, a female rapper in Korea, gained fame on the Korean rap competition show Unpretty Rap Star, in which she credits the singer Uni Ray as her role model. Uni Ray is one of Korea's many multi-racial artists in which a Korean mother and an African American father, an experience that she has credited as beginning a major influence on her music. However, Trudy is full Korean, yet has chosen to use makeup to perform in similar artistry and fashion styles as Uni Ray, and then some. Trudy demonstrates the shallow understanding Koreans have of African American and hip hop culture through her bastardization of Uni Ray's mixed race experiences. Trudy has been criticized for performing in blackface and utterly for her ignorance. But anti-blackness in Korean entertainment goes beyond just this one artist. Uni Ray is known in South Korea for being a hip-hop legend, as her unique style of rapping. She was born in Texas as Natasha Reed to a Korean mother and an African-American father, and debuted in 2001. Uni performed her blackness and Koreanness throughout the fluidity of her music, performing soft K-drama soundtracks like Always to rapping about the conflict she has had with her identity in black happiness. Although Uni has been seen by many to be Korean passing, she also performs in hairstyle traditionally associated with African American and hip hop culture. Trudy grew up seeing Uni's performance and listens to her music references of blackness and the discrimination she experienced. She then looked Uni's music and physical appearance and debated them into her own performance of what she perceived as black and hip hop style. Uni's mixed background is not one that is by any means secretive in Korea, nor are multiracial Korean artists uncommon in Korea entertainment. However, anti-black sentiments in Korea manifest through the erasing of the non-Korean, non-American experience by people like Trudy. Trudy has darkened her skin, crimped her hair to look like natural hair, create thick double eyelids through the appearance of makeup, and also wears clothing she perceives as hip-hop clothing. Her music and references to black people in combination with the physical performance of blackness is a sensual minstrel, reflecting a fusion of African American and Korean musical sensibilities. K-pop's hybridity goes beyond reduction scripts of authentics. K-pop hybridity goes beyond reduction script authenticity generated by discourses of cultural appropriation and imagination. As Crystal Andrews puts it, it is evidently in Korea, along with Korean hip-hop and Korean music hybridity, not only performing cultural appropriation, but also attempts to claim it as something other than its origins. The viewers and fans of Trudy's seasons of Unpretty Rap Star were surprised to hear her lack of The viewers and fans of Trudy's season of Unpretty Rap Star were surprised to The viewers and fans of Trudy's seasons of Unpretty rap star were surprised to hear her lack of multiracial background in the combination with her consistent reference to black people in her raps. Trudy is a symptom of a larger problem in Korean entertainment appropriation of black culture. According to Andrews, American pop music first arrived in Korea with the onset of the Korean War, along with whites and blacks GIs that were stationed in Korea. The effect of GI extending efforts than just the introduction of American pop music, but is also resulting in a spike of mixed race babies that were a relative new idea to a homogeneous South Korea. Fast forward to present day when there are famous artists that are mixed, yet the representation of these artists masks the racial sentence that remained from the Korean War. Although Trudy had received multiple online criticism of her blackface, the status quo in Korea is okay with this racism and appropriation of black culture in a world that is gradually getting smaller and more globalized. Korea needs to start being more aware of the necessary and understanding experience and learn rather than appropriating. Well, that's really it, people. And you see, like I'm telling y'all, this is from Asian American pop culture. Asian Americans, even though the Asians are, kind of fed up with Asians pretending to be black. They even fed with Korea. Cause you look at Korea, there was a lot of blacks over there in Korea. A lot of blacks over there didn't really mess with hip hop till later on. I mean, cause I think when they were doing Korean War, black people was rapping, but it's more of a poetry style. But a lot of rap music wasn't over there till later on, till they heard about in the U.S. That some guys that was on listening rap came over there and brought over there with them. Cause somebody says they stay stationed in there in South Korea during the Korean War. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what black people are so concerned about mixed race babies, because you got people who are not mixed race, want to pretend to be black, want to dress black, act black, and be black. Just like Woe Vicky, Daniel Begali, who calls herself Bad Baby, Lil Tay, who is actually half Korean. I mean, not half Korean. I don't know what Asian here, but Lil Tay is half Asian and half white. So she's a Eurasian. And I don't get this why everybody want to be black. And also, Uni Ray, she looks more Korean. And you look at this picture right here, this is a picture of her when she was a baby. And you look at her when she get older, she looks more Korean. This is her husband. I went to school with a girl who was half Korean and half black. That's Blazing. Well, leave it to this girl named Lily. Blazing is not there. It's the couples. No, Blazing is somebody who's half black and half Asian. Now you look at right here, she look more Korean passing, and she's married to somebody who's Korean. And also, I'll be honest with you, Uni Ray can also be accused of cultural appropriation, because you look at everybody who's half black, whether it be white, Korean, any type of Korean or any type of Hispanic or Latino, they always will try to blend black culture with another culture, like Uni Ray. See what they're talking about: Korean ballads, K-drama soundtrack ballads with rapping. Stop blending our cultures together. I know they biracial and that's it. You ever notice how when an Asian person mixed with white, they don't try to blend the cultures together, they leave them separate. Same thing with Mexican music, with being Latino or Hispanic and Asian. Go look at Nika Dragon, who was half Hispanic and Asian. She don't mix her culture together. She try to pretend like she's black. Putting box braids in there, wearing black hairstyle, and pretend like she has black people bats. When really she's not. She's a tranny. She was born a boy, then changed into a girl. Or a female, so I say. But getting back on top of this, everybody wants to hijack black culture. You have no experience of being black. You will look into her for an influence, because you ever look at what goes on in Asia a lot of time. Y'all remember all the animes where you see a lot of Asian people bully other Asian kids. And you look at a lot of K-drama, a lot of kids bully other kids. I mean, you ever seen All of Us Are Dead that's on Netflix. What do? They bully her. Have you ever seen Hotel de Luna, which is a K-drama fantasy? If you watch it, one girl bullies the other girl and she causes the girl to fall off the bridge onto her death. You get a lot of Japanese shows and movies and kung fu movies. They always have kids bullying other kids because that's what they do. They bully their kids worse than what white kids and black kids do in school. A lot of bullying over in Asian cultures, and when I say in Asian societies, such as Japan, Korea, and maybe also in China, result in a lot of the kids dying. And what they do is a lot of them try to use hip hop to escape their own lifestyle. Let's stop it. And I'm just gonna show y'all right here in this picture. This girl is Korean. She's half Korean. This is Uni Ray. This is Truedy. And you see, she almost kind of Uni Ray, almost kind of like she could pass for like maybe Creole or maybe almost look similar to Beyonce a little bit here. This girl, she full blood Korean. Now her parents, she had not one drop of black blood. She's not happy being Korean. As written in the article for it, it's not. This is getting out of hand with people appropriating, culture appropriating black culture. And the definition of cultural appropriation, let's look it up. Notice that this is what cultural appropriation means by definition. The unknowledge or appropriating adoption of the costumes, practices, ideas, etc. of one people or society by members of another and typically more dominant people or society. So you're appropriating somebody else's culture and identity. This is what it says, by another definition. Cultural appropriation is when elements of a minority culture are taken by members of a more dominant culture from their own use. This results in the original context to become destroyed and its meaning reduced. Those taken elements of the culture do not experience the same cultural significance. They don't. Because you look at hip hop, that's more about African Americans. What people also call foundation and Black Americans. Nobody experiences the same thing we does. Don't. Grant, some people do come from the Caribbean who are black and experience the same thing. This is why they gravitate to hip hop more. But Koreans, Asians don't experience what black people go through. That's what your culture is. When you appropriate a culture like that, you're destroying it. Because rap is African American poetry. The poetry is Jamaican poetry, which is in the Caribbean. And granted, hip hop does have Korean elements from them coming here and blending it together. Asians don't experience that. Here's a picture of her when she's a little girl. Look how Korean she look, but look at her now. This is what I'm talking about. This is no different than a Tupac play they try to pull in Korea. All Eyes on Me play where they have all Korean cast. And I just read where they told you that they had black GIs that came with it during the Korean War. They said, dude, my uncle went in there because he's like almost 70. He was born, he got drafted, and they had that drafted for the Korean War. My oldest uncle got drafted in there. My uncle been to Korea before. I know a lot of guys that been in Korea and came back with part of Korean wife. My uncle didn't, but I know other guys around my uncle age, like the girl I went to high school with, I was telling you about, she's Korean, black. Her dad was in the military. His wife is Korean. And she dressed in traditional Korean clothes. And she graduated more towards her African American side now because, that's what she identified mostly. And you could tell she mixed, but her features are more dominant in blackness. So y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share the video. Also, I want to add to the fact that this is what you call black exploitation. They are exploiting blackness to gain money and popularity, which is what Trudy is doing. She's not black. This is not her culture. This also shows that they are using mixed-race kids like Uni Ray. They're using kids like her who are blazing kids to try to say, well, we can do it because she got Korean blood in her and black. No. Stop trying to do it. You have your own unique culture. Use that. And blackface is really big in Korea. I'm gonna do a follow-up video on why they do this. This all is a black exploitation, exporting our culture, our racial identity, and our heritage to gain money and popularity. You ever notice how all these people keep claiming they grew up around black people, like Wovick and everybody else, but they grew up in good, well-to-do homes and neighborhoods? And in America, I know black people grew up in good, well-to-do neighborhoods. They still can rap, but it's just like this. It is not your culture. Why don't you leave it alone? Try to understand